Last week's decision by Chancellor Strine in the shareholder litigation challenging the sale of Paso to Kinder Morgan has generated an immense amount of comment in the M&A community. How do you read that decision?
I don't see the decision as having anything new. There are a number of individual things that took place. When you kind of put them all together, what happens and what tends to happen is you've gone over the line.
Right.
And so once the equilibrium point has tipped, then everything looks bad, okay? And so in this case, the CEO wants to do a management buyout. Well, in and of itself, the fact that he mentioned it to the buyer a couple of times, do I draw the kinds of inferences that Chancellor Strine does? I'm not sure I necessarily would, but you look at Goldman Sachs' conflicts. You look at the fact that the individual Goldman had some economics on the other side. You look at the fact that when Morgan Stanley was brought in, the terms of their compensation perhaps should have been structured differently, at least in the judge's view. Individually, I don't think any of those in and of themselves would have been fatal. But you've got a number of things, and what tends to happen is you go over the line, everything's terrible. And so you put it all together and everything gets looked at in the worst possible light, because there are a number of different things, and which of those, here's the question, which was the straw that broke the camel's back? Not at all clear to me which one, but there was enough of it there that the Chancellor just said, I don't like what I saw. It's a classic situation where the Chancellor's trying to put pressure to get this thing settled because he's signaled potential liability, at least against the CEO. And, frankly, people don't like to put their CEOs in that position. So I think he's clearly trying to force people into a settlement. We'll see what happens.